The election of Leo XIV represents a historic moment for the Catholic Church as he becomes the first pope born in the United States. However, this choice also brings significant challenges. Traditionally, there has been hesitation in electing popes from political superpowers like the US due to concerns that the spiritual leadership of the Church could be perceived as aligned with specific political interests. This concern could impact the global perception of the papacy's impartiality and universality. Additionally, Leo XIV faces the challenge of unifying a global church marked by diverse theological and cultural currents. His missionary experience in Peru and fluency in Spanish are valuable assets, but he will need to demonstrate sensitivity and understanding of the complexities of other regions, such as Africa, Asia, and Eastern Europe. His ability to engage and integrate these various perspectives will be crucial in maintaining the cohesion of the Church. Another point of concern is the expectations regarding the continuation of reforms initiated by his predecessors. Leo XIV is seen as someone aligned with the priorities of Pope Francis, especially in social issues like immigration and social justice. However, he will need to balance these expectations with the demands of the more conservative sectors of the Church, who may resist changes perceived as too rapid or radical. The management of sexual abuse cases within the Church remains a pressing challenge. While Leo XIV has significant administrative experience, he will face the task of strengthening policies for prevention and response to these cases, ensuring transparency and justice. The Church's credibility in addressing these issues is essential to restoring trust among the faithful and society at large. Moreover, the growing secularization in many parts of the world presents a challenge to the relevance of the Catholic Church. Leo XIV will need to find ways to engage younger generations and address contemporary issues in a way that resonates with modern society, without compromising the core principles of the Catholic faith. Finally, effective communication will be essential. In a digital and interconnected world, the ability to convey clear and inspiring messages using various media will be vital for the success of his papacy. Leo XIV will have to navigate the complexities of modern media, maintaining the integrity and depth of the Christian message. Leo XIV's background uniquely equips him for the papacy, blending deep pastoral experience with a global perspective. Born in the United States, he grew up in a country that, while predominantly Christian, is also diverse and pluralistic. This environment has shaped his understanding of religious freedom, interfaith dialogue, and the challenges of leading a church in a multicultural and secular world. His early years as a priest were marked by a focus on education and outreach, particularly within diverse communities. Serving in various roles in the US and Latin America, Leo XIV developed a strong pastoral approach, emphasizing the need for the Church to be present in the lives of everyday people. His work in Peru, for example, immersed him in the realities of poverty, social injustice, and the struggles of the marginalized, experiences that will undoubtedly influence his approach as Pope. Fluent in both English and Spanish, Leo XIV is well prepared to engage with the Church's global community. His linguistic skills and cultural understanding make him particularly effective in communicating with Latin America, a region that plays a critical role in the future of the Church. His connection to Latin American issues and his commitment to the poor and disenfranchised align closely with the Church's ongoing efforts to remain relevant in a rapidly changing world. His leadership skills have been honed through years of administrative work within the Church, where he has dealt with complex issues such as financial management, ecumenical relations, and the pastoral care of diverse communities. His ability to navigate these complex challenges will serve him well in managing the Vatican and guiding the worldwide Catholic community through difficult times. Moreover, Leo XIV's reputation for humility and openness to dialogue positions him as a leader who is not only deeply committed to the spiritual well-being of the faithful, but also to fostering collaboration within the Church. His previous roles have shown a pattern of collaboration with both conservative and progressive elements, making him a pope capable of bridging divides. Finally, Leo XIV's personal spirituality and focus on prayer will be crucial in guiding his decision-making. His deep connection to the teachings of the Church and his emphasis on prayer, discernment, and reflection suggest that his leadership will be rooted in a profound sense of faith. This spiritual foundation will be essential as he takes on the immense responsibilities of leading the global Church in an increasingly complex world. With the election of Leo XIV, the Catholic world turns its attention to a papacy that promises both continuity and innovation. His pastoral and missionary background, especially in Latin America, suggests that he values closeness to the faithful and actively listening to local realities. Therefore, his leadership is expected to strengthen the pastoral dimension of the Church, with a focus on welcoming, compassion, and service. Leo XIV is likely to continue the social focus that marked Pope Francis's pontificate, addressing issues such as poverty, migration, and environmental justice. His previous work has already demonstrated this concern, which could lead to further concrete actions by the Church in defense of the most vulnerable. This socially engaged stance may further strengthen the Church's presence in regions marked by inequality. On doctrinal matters, no major ruptures are expected, but rather a continuation with openness to dialogue. Leo XIV is known for his conciliatory approach and respect for the various currents within Catholicism. This profile could help reduce internal tensions, bringing conservatives and progressives together under a shared pastoral vision. Another central point will be the promotion of synodality, a concept that Pope Francis strongly encouraged. Leo XIV is expected to deepen this practice, promoting a more participatory church, where laity, religious, and bishops have an active voice in decision-making and discerning the path of faith. This could revitalize ecclesial life on many levels. Evangelization through new media is also expected to gain momentum. In a world that is increasingly digital, Leo XIV could lead the way in making the Church more present in social networks, promoting a communication style that is accessible, youthful, and mission-oriented. This step will be crucial to keep Catholicism relevant among younger generations. Finally, from his papacy, we can expect a spirit of hope and unity. In a world that is constantly changing and full of challenges, Leo XIV represents the possibility of a renewed Catholicism in its evangelizing mission, faithful to tradition, yet open to the signs of the times. The election of Leo XIV as the first pope born in the United States carries profound symbolic weight, both within the Church and beyond. Historically, the papacy has been closely linked to Europe, particularly Italy, and this shift in geographical focus signals a Church that is more open to the diversity of its followers. It also represents an acknowledgement of the growth and vitality of the Catholic faith in the Americas, in contrast to the decline observed in many parts of Western Europe. The figure of an American pope could inspire new missionary energies, especially in predominantly Christian countries where Catholicism competes with other religious traditions. In the United States, for example, the Catholic Church faces challenges such as secularization and the loss of adherents. Having a pontiff with roots in this reality could generate new enthusiasm among American Catholics and spark a spiritual revival. On the global political stage, the election of a North American pope raises questions about the neutrality and independence of the Holy See. Leo XIV will need to reaffirm, through both words and actions, that the mission of the Church transcends national boundaries and geopolitical interests. His multicultural background and pastoral experience outside the US will be crucial in reinforcing this message of universality. Additionally, the symbolism extends to the realm of interreligious and intercultural dialogue. A pope with fluency in English and Spanish and with cross-cultural experience could play a decisive role in promoting peace, justice, and fraternity among peoples. This is particularly relevant in times of religious polarization and conflict in various parts of the world. Another significant aspect is the inspiration his election may bring to young vocations, especially in countries where Catholicism is a minority or faces social challenges. Leo XIV with his simple, spiritual and committed background, could become an accessible and relatable model, showing that ecclesial leadership is not reserved for a European elite, but is open to anyone who serves with faith and dedication. Finally, the symbolism of his papacy could help the Church build bridges rather than walls. In a world marked by divisions, the image of a pope from a plural, democratic and contrasting nation could encourage a more sensitive approach to contemporary challenges such as migration, inequality, intolerance, and climate change. This reinforces the idea of a pope for all, not just for Catholics, but for humanity. The election of Leo XIV represents more than just a leadership transition in the Catholic Church. It marks a historic moment that could reshape the future of Catholicism globally. With his origins outside of Europe and a deeply pastoral background, the new pope brings the hope of a pontificate focused on dialogue, inclusion, and missionary renewal. His spiritual profile, combined with his multicultural experience, allows for the possibility of a church that is more attuned to the realities of the people and the challenges of contemporary life. At the same time, his pontificate comes with immense responsibility. Leo XIV will have to balance tradition with innovation, listening with action, while maintaining the unity of the Church in an increasingly polarized world. The expectation is that he will be a shepherd who walks with the people, guiding them with humility, firmness, and compassion. With all that in mind, the world is watching closely, full of attention and hope, as the new successor of Peter takes his first steps. While the future is inherently uncertain, the present invites us to trust that Leo XIV could be the calm and steady voice the Church needs in this moment, opening paths of faith, justice, and peace for all.